And that's how I was circumcised. Oh, sorry, it's
that's
recording.
exciting. How exciting.
I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to the Paranormal Misfits Pod. Well, welcome back to Paranormal Misfits Podcast. I don't think we're the.
No, we're not the.
Yeah,
No.
so welcome back to Paranormal Misfits Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know how to do this. I only know how to make fun of you doing it.
I don't know. I don't know how to make it through. No, I'm just playing. So this podcast is part of the You Run Podcast Network, where you can find all sorts of fun and exciting podcasts just like ours. You can check them out in the show notes below. And with that being said, welcome to the Paranormal Misfits Podcast, where the curious roam, the weird feels at home, and horror is just another day in the office. And again, our producers in the background. Let's say hello to Cookie. Cookie, hello. Okay.
Hi, Cookie. Little bony ass like motherfucker.
Yeah, you can tell Roland probably doesn't share like the Oreos with him. So, you
know. Did you know that Oreos are a knockoff?
Of what?
The real brand is called Hydrox.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. But Hydrox doesn't sell like Oreos would, so.
That's true.
Could you
Especially
imagine
like the spooky
like,
ones?
Oh God, Mom, give me a bowl of Hydrox.
Sounds like medication.
I was gonna say, you know how many kids would have died? Like,
right?
God, the Casey Anthony's of the world. Anyways, I'm your co-host Nino Daniel.
How are we doing?
Do you want to
From
introduce
15
yourself?
minutes ago? Did I not? I thought I said my name was Chrissy.
Did you?
Did I?
Cool.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Audience, we probably sound the same because we're filming 3 episodes in one day. Fuck me. How's everyone doing? Yeah. And what did you say to her though? Do you know what I mean? Like, what did you respond? Like, what was your rebuttal?
Yeah.
These gays are trying to kill me. Two things I want to mention before we begin. The seriousness of what we're about to get into is some more of the P. Diddy information. At the time of the recording, it is September 21st, 2024. The episode is going to talk about sexual assault. The episode is going to talk about physical, mental, and emotional abuse of the alleged victims of Diddy and the proven victims of Diddy. If you are in a situation where you are a person or know a person who is undergoing mental, physical, emotional, and sexual abuse in a relationship, please ensure that you help them. Please ensure that you also help yourself if you are that person. You're very loved, you're very valuable, and anyone who's going through it, we genuinely wish you all of the love and support in the world that we possibly can.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
You know me, I'm very
hey man, that's good.
That's good. Also, that's good. You know what's so funny about the show notes is you can purge the merch.
And we have I added 2 more new ones. So sending La Llorona.
Oh God, we have not sent La Llorona to anyone recently.
No, but freaking Gabriel tried to send La Llorona to me because I don't like candy corn.
Gabriel, fuck off.
But we love you.
But we love you.
We love you.
Much. Besties. Besties for their besties with our testes, you know what I mean? Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about P. Diddy. I cleverly titled this episode Diddy Do It?
Should not entertain me like that.
At the time of this recording, there's an Eminem song called Fuel. That's going viral on TikTok. And I would just like to point out some lyrics.
Okay.
And they are hilarious. Okay. What did he say? I suggest what? Do not test like an essay. Why? Because where my homies out west stay. Can we just say what? I'm like a RAPER. Yeah, I got so many essays. Essays? S-A's. Wait, did he just spell the word rapper and leave out a P? Did he?
That's amazing. Gotta love Eminem.
Rest in peace, Biggie and Pac, and both of y'all should be living. Eminem doesn't give a fuck. That's why literally, listen, I don't care who you listen to as a rapper. Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time.
Facts.
Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time. There will and second in line, I'll fight you. I will fight you. Nicki Minaj.
Greatest female though.
Greatest female rapper. Eminem, greatest male rapper of all time. Nicki Minaj, greatest female rapper of all time. If you have any qualms, queries, or concerns, I'm sending La Llorona to you. I was gonna say something else. I was like, ooh, let's
take it down a notch. Take it down.
Okay. So, again, so many things have probably transpired since the time of this recording. Once again, this episode is being recorded on September 21st, 2024. Diddy was arrested on Tuesday, the 17th of September. So there's going to be probably a lot of time has transpired. I hope this episode doesn't age like milk, like in a hot day. Like, I don't think know.
So. We'll be fine.
Okay, we'll be fine. So it is alleged, and we're going to be using that word
a lot.
Because one thing about our legal woes,
we don't need them.
I don't want to spend money like from your like perch the merch moments for legal battles. So allegedly, unless proven true, which we know that Cassie things are proven. He did get arrested. He did get arrested. That's proven true. We have a video of him dragging Cassie by her hair in a hotel.
The guy that listed out, who was he? The DA or whatever, listing out the charges that are being brought against him.
Okay, so those things are all true. Those things are all happening in real time.
Yep.
Allegedly, Diddy sent texts that were received or like intercepted or whatever. He sent these text messages to Cassie hours before the arrest, alleging that he was begging for her to call everything off with the feds. His federal arrests he basically was like, please do not have them come. I have kids. I have a family. Please, like, call them off. Allegedly. His federal level arrest was on the counts of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution, to name a few. I'm really happy he got arrested.
Same.
Do you know who hasn't been arrested yet?
Quite a few people.
Fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's start there.
No, she has. She's in prison.
Is she?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
in like the one that Martha Stewart got in, but she's in one.
She's in like Lap of the Lux, babe.
Well, but anyway. She's still behind bars. That's some wild shit right there. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
So basically, how do I even start all of this?
Okay.
Because like this has been such a this man has been such a topic of conversation. All of this Diddy stuff goes back to like last year. During the VMAs when Diddy was like, I'm giving everybody back their masters, because he knew that the Cassie lawsuit was coming. Aubrey O'Day. I'm going to get into Aubrey O'Day. I'm going to get into Don Richard. I'm going to get into Kalina as well.
So, questions. Okay. Because, doom scroll TikTok. What about, did you see the alleged video? We're going to use alleged because I'm pretty sure this rapper doesn't like that it's out. The Meek Mills.
Oh, the audio?
Not only the audio, but like he was in like a crate or something, like a dog crate.
I didn't see that.
I had to go find it, but I remember it. And then the baby oil.
I get into that.
Oh.
I get into that. Trust me, I get into that. The stock of Johnson & Johnson baby oil skyrockets.
The other part. So didn't Denzel Washington always talk about not going to those parties?
Denzel Washington was like, I went to a Diddy party and left before it started.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Like, and stars knew.
People knew. There's a video I recently just saw of where Diddy was talking to Justin Bieber, and he was allegedly tapping Justin Bieber's chest to check him for microphones.
Oh.
And Diddy pulls in Justin, gives him a hug, but the way Justin Bieber leaves this encounter is like he was just told some god-awful shit, which allegedly could be something along the lines of, if you're mic'd and you say anything, I'll ruin you. Because keep in mind, P. Diddy used to do those freak offs, and we'll get into those in a second. There are so many celebrities who are on those tapes.
Well, they used Usher to get Justin Bieber. Didn't he use Usher to get Justin Bieber?
Yeah, at P. Diddy's house for 48 hours, and
and like used to give him gifts. Like,
that's how it starts. Well, and also, I watched a thing where Nicki Minaj is, again, and this is why I mentioned Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj has been trolling Diddy since she did a feature with Usher called, and she said, what is it? Excuse me, little mama, I'm looking for, and if you like your kid, and if you like my kitty cat, and just let you touch, wait, what did she say? She said, I'm plotting on how I can take Cassie away from Diddy. But we were, because back then, Nicki Minaj was allegedly bisexual.
Right. Yeah.
Then she teams up with Cassie for a song called The Boys. And if you listen, the song was originally Cassie's, and it was supposed to be called Money on Love. The boys always spending all their money on love.
Yeah.
I've always thought that song, Cassie's part never made fucking sense.
Okay.
If you lyrically and rhythmically listen to the song, Cassie's melodic mid-tempo to up-tempo pop singing lyrically never made sense. Like, but if you think about it, she's saying like, you get high, fuck a bunch of girls, and then cry on top of the world. I hope you have the time of your life. I hope I don't lose it tonight.
Right.
And then there's a part where Nicki Minaj says, I'm stingy with my kitty cat. She's supposed to say the word daddy. But she said, I'm stingy with my kitty cat, Diddy. And then she says, did you ever really love me, Stevie? Stevie is from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I hated him.
Who groomed Jocelyn Hernandez.
Yes. Yes. And he was the one that, like, wasn't it after all of these allegations were made, he made, like, that ridiculous, stupid fucking video to, like, show, like, the posh side of the fucking party or something? You remember it was, like, the drone type of...
So, when Diddy had, like, a smart moment. Diddy, it was, like, a week after the Cassie lawsuit hit, Diddy posted a recap of his 50th birthday. Mind you, his 50th birthday was, like, 2019.
Right.
Or some shit like that. But it's funny that he specifically made it intentional to show you that the Obamas were there. Post Malone was there.
But it depends on how far they stayed into the party.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But he's saying, like... And then he made a video of his son saying different names, like celebrity names, like, say Jennifer Lopez. And he was pretty much saying, like, if y'all so much as come close to stepping forward,
you know they're going to. It's every man for themselves.
Oh yeah, well, so I'm gonna get into like the meat and potatoes of this stuff.
Okay, all right.
And then I want to go into Jaguar Wright, and then I'm gonna wrap it up with who might be the next person that they're gonna like take down. I just want to preface this: it's so easy to figure out who the fuck it is.
It's Mr. Carter.
It's literally Jay-Z and Beyonce. They are next.
Yes, they are.
Like, you thought like you were exempt from this? No.
Not with how close they are.
Not with how close they... Mind you, anytime you see Jay-Z in a photo, Diddy is real close by.
Oh, yeah.
Vice versa. And you thought Diddy was bad? Someone said like that's stuff that's going to come out about Jay-Z.
The Jay-Z one might actually prove who may have actually killed Aaliyah.
Oh, Jaguar Wright admitted to who it was.
Well, yeah, but until like, you know, we all had.
Okay, I want to get into Don Richard, Aubrey O'Day, and other Bad Boy Entertainment folks. So I think it was at the time of the recording, it was approximately about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that Dawn Angelique Richard, former member of Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, filed a lawsuit against Diddy.
She's the one that isn't singing anymore. She's the one that's like front desk or something, right? Is that's
Dawn?
That's
D Woods.
Oh, that's D Woods. Okay.
Dawn is the one. Dawn is actively a musician.
Okay.
And a millionaire at that, I think. Like she has been the only member of Danity Kane actively releasing music every single year, including the Danity Kane years.
Okay.
So minus like the little hiatus she took to like focus on her stuff. But Dawn came forward with a lawsuit outlining many hellacious things that were done to her. One of the keynote things that I took away was that Diddy tried to make a move on Dawn. Dawn said no, and this was during like I think the Danity Kane era or the Dirty Money era, and it was wintertime, and it was in Brooklyn, and Diddy had her locked in a car with no heater, no blankets, no nothing. And she was able to call her father, who was nearby, to come get her. And she was literally fearing for her life. It was freezing. If you've ever been to New York in the winter, they're unforgiving. The winters in New York are unforgiving.
So where was she locked in the car?
She was literally locked inside the car, could not get out. They child locked it. Allegedly.
No, I know. No, I was just asking like where she was locked in the car. I didn't know if he like shoved her in the trunk or
no, like in like the back. I think she was able to be mobile.
Right.
But luckily that car had a phone in it, like a phone that came in the car, like attached.
Yeah.
So that, and then Diddy Dirty Money member Kalina Harper took to socials to clear her name regarding being mentioned in Don Richard's lawsuit. And everyone's like, oh, Kalina's still trying to collect these checks. But the thing is like, you're going to get questioned too, regardless. You're in proximity of this. And if people are going to go and do this like questioning to the letter of the law, anyone within proximity, anyone. I mean, I think they're going to like go as far as probably questioning Janice Combs, Diddy's mom.
Right.
So, and if you take a step back to last year when Aubrey O'Day was on a podcast where she talks about,
was it that Call Her Daddy?
No.
Not that one.
That was recent.
Was that this
year?
Like
she's literally been on probably 4 or 5 podcasts now.
Okay.
She basically said, or it was like Only Stands or whatever it was called, the podcast. She pretty much said they got an offer to have their publishing masters back. Right. But that's since Bad Boy sold over to Sony, and each member of Danity Kane was gonna make like $800 or $900. And a stipulation was that they had to sign an NDA saying that they will in perpetuity never speak ill of Sean Combs, Janice Combs, Ian Combs, Bad Boy, EMI. Like, they will never publicly disparage. Right. And as far as I know, Dawn didn't sign the NDA. Dawn didn't sign the contract because she has the lawsuit. Aubrey didn't sign it because she's going on podcasts and talking about this stuff. But she's being very smart. She's only saying, oh, so much. Anywho. So Kalina was like, I don't know. I can't. Okay, bitch, bye. Diddy's lawyer comes into play and he said, okay, if this Diddy stuff was so traumatizing with Dawn, why did she come back each time?
Because people who go under abuse. Yeah.
Because you're fucking groomed, you dipshit.
Right.
Like, the fuck?
I know.
He held her life under a music contract.
Yeah, and
music contracts back then, holy shit. Like, have you read some of the music contracts back then? They literally are a book. Like, he controlled her image, oh my god.
Men are stupid.
Well, straight men. Well, we don't know about Diddy. Aubrey O'Day has been on a bit of a podcast tour with this Diddy stuff. It gets mentioned, and her response is both harrowing but vague. She says, there's a lot of things I can't talk about. I'm in this a lot deeper. She also alleged in the Call Her Daddy podcast that she got targeted in Danity Kane the worst. And I think we all collectively knew this.
Well, I remember the bodyguard. Remember the bodyguard?
The bodyguard was like, when he overheard Diddy's, not even overheard, the bodyguard was put out in a different room with Diddy, and Diddy was like, I'm gonna drug these bitches, I'm gonna pimp them out to my... And the bodyguard was like, those are someone's kids.
Yes.
And mind you, those girls of Danity Kane at that time, they were late teens, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I mean like early fucking 20s. I'm talking
they were like 18, but like
18, like 19 to like 23.
Yeah.
Because I think the youngest member was Andrea, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. So she basically said the real reason she was fired, like not the real reason, but same kind of thing that happened to Aaliyah.
Right.
Aaliyah curved Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up dead.
Did she curb Diddy? Well, she also curbed Jay-Z too.
She curbed Jay-Z, but she also curbed Diddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Aubrey consistently denied Diddy. Diddy kept insinuating, like, okay, cool, yeah, like, let's have sex. And she's like, no.
No, thank you.
And that's literally partly why he embarrassed her on national television, made her look like a villain for years. And I didn't know this, but I was like, did Danity Kane make any money?
They didn't, did they?
No. So when they went on tour with Christina Aguilera, they grossed $1 million.
Right.
So Danity Kane opened for the Pussycat Dolls, who opened for Christina. Danity Kane grossed $1 million, came out $15,000 in debt.
How?
Diddy.
How does that? It doesn't even make. Because then they make their own costumes.
Yeah, they literally were like buying stuff at Forever 21,
right? With
like a shoestring budget. So
okay,
there's a video of Tracee Ellis Ross that I just saw as well. She is faking taking a shot while at a Diddy party, and Diddy's out of it.
Faking taking a shot. What does that say? Does she drink?
I'm sure she does. I mean, like celebratorily, she's a great woman.
No, I don't mean like.
But she might. I mean, if you're in the atmosphere, you're gonna have a sip or two.
Yeah,
which is also like, if there's one other thing we should investigate. I'm not saying that we should do this now, but I'm thinking people should look into the Rock Nation brunch that happens every year.
Facts on that.
And that's like everyone's there. The Rock Nation brunch, everyone's there. And then there's those alleged large amounts of baby oil.
Oh my God.
No one needs that much baby oil. Like, I have used baby oil in my life, and I've maybe used like one like nice sized bottle of Johnson & Johnson's that lasts me like years.
Yeah, because you don't need a lot of oil.
No, you need like minimal. But what do I know? Terry Crews also tried to warn us. Terry Crews was also another. Terry Crews and Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams for sure.
Cat Williams for sure. Terry Crews as well. There's videos of Terry Crews that are like, you'll get invited to these parties.
Denzel Washington's another one.
Denzel Washington was like, if Diddy asks you to go party, don't.
That's like his main. Wasn't there some rappers too?
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka. 50 Cent though. Because I know 50 Cent is waiting. He's waiting for the whole downfall so he can release that Trapped by Diddy or whatever series. He has trolled him.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I think the things that are going to happen, I think we're literally in a day and age where we are witnessing the downfall of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Think about what's been going on, like not even just with Diddy. Think about the documentaries that have come out about child stars in the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah. No, it's increased. It's
and Demi Lovato just came out with one.
It's like number 3 for her?
Something like that. But like, weird.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
To me, it started with Corey Feldman when he was on The View.
Yep. When he was talking about Corey Haim and them.
Yeah, we was talking about Corey Haim. He was talking about what happened to him on the set of The Goonies.
And Charlie Sheen being the perpetrator.
Charlie Sheen being a huge perpetrator. And then I think it was Joy Behar or Faye or someone was like, you're talking about the dismantlement of an entire industry. Exactly. Yeah. These kids were predated. Yeah. Same thing with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber, when he got discovered by Usher, how old was Justin Bieber?
Wasn't he like 8 or 10?
Wasn't he like, so like 9?
Yeah, because Usher had to, if I'm not mistaken, Usher was the one who mentored him through voice change. Because Usher started that young.
Usher was a youngin'. So, There's also mention that Diddy is allegedly being named the Black Jeffrey Epstein.
So I wonder, is there correlation between the two? Because, you know, Epstein had like everybody, and they were all usually millionaires, billionaires,
probably.
Whatever.
There's a woman who, per the internet, is allegedly named Christina Coram or Christina Cora, and she is allegedly Diddy's collector.
Isn't she like his personal assistant?
Something like that.
Okay, yeah, I know. I've heard the name.
I go on this thing where I rewatch episodes of Making the Band
to see where you could like see like things.
And
that's what I did with the Girls Next Door. Whenever I was watching all that stuff about the Playboy murders and stuff.
Hef was abusive too. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm also curious, and I want to understand what happened to the boys of Day 26. They're still together. They're still making music. But I'm curious, like, because Diddy is allegedly gay or bisexual.
There's a few I've been wondering about. So early 2000s, the group that made the song Peaches and Cream 112.
112. Know what I mean? Peaches and Cream.
Because they did a remix and Diddy rapped it. And then I've always wondered about, who was the other group? B2K, because one of the guys came out that he was sexually assaulted. I don't remember which one. It's the one that has the cousin, right? The cousin.
It wasn't Omarion.
No, it wasn't Omarion. It was like the one that Little Fizz or something. I think he was the rapper. Because I remember, I think it was briefly.
Oh yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah.
It was briefly talked about on Love and Hip Hop in Hollywood. Pretty sure, because like his ex baby mama or something was on the show or whatever it was.
Something.
Anyways,
a lot of stuff. So basically, we say all of that to say that there are a lot of things that have come forward now. I don't know how much the story is going to change in the next 2.5, 3 weeks. I also want to say that it is reported that Diddy had begged the judge to put him in a nicer prison cell.
Yeah,
or to put him under house arrest, and he's like, I promise, like, no girls, no nothing. And the judge was like, sit your ass down.
So what I saw when I was reading it was he was denied bail. They were like sending
a $50 million bail.
Right. That's what his lawyers wanted. He was denied bail, and his lawyers wanted to put him somewhere else with more protection because of the place they were about to hold him. I don't think he's the most well-liked person. When they were like, we have to fear for his life. And it's like, let
he's
karma.
On like suicide watch and everything. Like,
let karma take the role.
I think Jesus is taking the wheel long enough. I don't know.
I think we're swerving.
You know? So we're in a space now where, I mean, people have said stuff about Diddy all the time. I remember like just rewatching some of the episodes and the way that he would like to refer to himself as daddy.
Because that's not a sign or anything.
And when like the girls of Danity Kane would go over and like, we're at daddy's house. And it's like, and what the fuck?
It's like Hub's house. Oh, God.
So yeah,
there's gotta be like a playbook that gets like circulated around. Like, hey, here's what you should do.
Here's what you should do. We're going to talk a little bit more about this Diddy situation right after our little ad break. And before we get into that, make sure you click the show notes and purchase the merch. Support the Paranormal Misfit podcast page by liking, subscribing, and following and sharing and all of the good things. Otherwise, I'm going to send La Llorona to your house.
That's right.
I was going to make a joke and be like, I'm going to send Diddy to your house. I'm not going to do that.
No, we're not going to do that.
Nah. But yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Chrissy here. Just wanted to shout out one of our podcasts that are part of the You Run Podcast Network. This month is the Horror Friendly Podcast. This podcast is two friends who are exploring horror and wine through the female eye every Monday, one film at a time. You can check them out on Spotify and most streaming platforms. You can also connect with them on Instagram, along with checking them out as well on the yourun.com Again, that is the Horror Friendly Podcast. Their latest episode is Fright Fest 2024, episode 7. So make sure you give them a go.
And just like that, we're back. That's crazy. For you
Hi.
guys,
Oh my
we were gone a
God.
couple minutes. For us, it was 5 seconds.
Woo woo. Woo
Woo woo. Okay.
All right, back to the Diddy escapades.
I want to get into Jaguar Wright.
Bruh.
Jaguar Wright's been telling us because Jaguar Wright
has been talking since
ages,
early 2000s.
Ages.
God.
Jaguar Wright's been singing like a canary.
I caught this one video where she's like, I have been talking about this for years, and it was never my people who believed me.
Yep. She goes, it was always people of different skin color who believed me, but anytime it was my people,
right,
it was looked down. Have you heard I
haven't heard the full thing. I caught it.
The Cassie story with Neo and Usher. Allegedly. Well, they were at dinner, and allegedly Cassie and Diddy got into an argument to where Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach and she keeled over.
Right.
This was in front of Neo, in front of Usher. Diddy's assistant got Cassie up and left, and Diddy carried on having dinner, talking with the boys.
People do realize that movies like The Godfather and stuff are
real. You know what else is real?
Oh my God.
You know what else is for certain? Death.
Yeah.
I don't wish death on anyone, but I sure wish Diddy would come as close to it as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And we're there. Jaguar Wright.
Our little canary.
Our little, beautiful, stunning canary. How much does she know? A lot, actually. Thus far, the majority of the speculations that she has put out have all come true. Literally almost to the T.
Was she friends with Kim Porter? She was, okay.
And we know how Kim Porter died.
We do.
We don't know.
Doesn't Kimura have the cell phone he was searching for? Okay. I can't wait. I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait.
I can't
wait
for
that cell phone to get dropped.
This is gonna be this trial is gonna be better than whatever Johnny Depp and Amber Heard went through. Visually and the public spectacle is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should be fearing for themselves.
Yes.
Also, never in the history of me paying attention to what's going on in the entertainment world have I seen so many CEOs, presidents, COOs, CFOs step down from their position.
Who are you telling?
And I mean, we're talking within this last week, we're talking vice presidents of record labels, vice presidents and presidents and CEOs of companies and label groups and all stepping down. Usually when you step down,
you're
assuming
either gotten
guilt.
In trouble. Yeah.
You're assuming guilt.
Yep. So one just crossed my mind and now I can't remember. Okay, just keep going. It'll come back to me.
Allegedly, it was rumored that Diddy paid $1 million to have Tupac killed.
So my question, because I remember that I've seen this pop up. So Tupac, Biggie, that was conspired between Jay-Z and P. Diddy because they wanted to be top, and that's why Jay-Z, for some strange reasons, greatest rapper or whatever, or top.
Try again.
What the fuck ever, right? But I go back to, do you remember there was an album he came out with the early 2000s? It was P. Diddy. And he kept bringing on up and coming pop singers. Christina Aguilera did a music video and a song with him.
Oh, it's called Tell Me.
Nicole
Scherzinger
did one. So I wonder if they're going to be pulled into it.
100% they are.
Okay.
It was called Press Play.
Yes.
Jack Knight, Angela Hunt, Nicole Scherzinger, Christina Aguilera, Sierra, Timbaland, Nas, Carrie Hilson, Brandy, Keisha Cole, Mary J. Blige is so dirty. She's her hands are so dirty with this because there are alleged videos of her participating in these freak-offs, participating in alleged satanic rituals.
Wasn't she one of his gophers, essentially, getting girls for him until he started using Christina?
Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
So,
yeah.
Allegedly, Diddy paid $1 million to have Tupac killed because Tupac stood in the way of Diddy making it. Now, this is what I think as well. If Tupac was still alive, if Biggie was still alive, and if Selena was still alive, Jay-Z, Jennifer Lopez, and P. Diddy would be nowhere near where they are. Not one milligram.
I can't really think of an iconic song by Jay-Z aside from the one I think that was part of Rush Hour soundtrack.
Dirt Off Your Shoulders.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. There was one from Rush Hour. The Can I Get a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he has other great ones.
I'm sure.
Iconic? I don't know. I feel like iconic music stopped in like 2010.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing is very memorable recently.
So back to your Biggie Tupac.
So allegedly, Diddy will throw Jay-Z and Beyonce into the mix while on trial because...
Of course he will.
He's not going to go down alone.
No. So I'm confused. Does he plan on bringing down that one... What is he, like a CEO, CFO? The white man. He's a white guy.
Oh, Jesus, way to narrow it down.
That's always like in pictures with him.
Jimmy Iovine?
Is it Jimmy Iovine? That doesn't sound right. It's another guy. Jaguar Wright talks about him a few times because some people assume that Diddy's more of a puppet than he is a mastermind.
Oh yeah, they're like Diddy's handler, basically.
Yeah. But his name wasn't Jim. It was something else. Okay, keep going. I'm going to find it.
So rumor is that Jay-Z knows that this is going on.
Yeah.
Notice how the beef with all artists from Rock Nation started right around the time that the Cassie lawsuit came out. Rumor is that Jay-Z knew of the lawsuit as well, coming down from Cassie and what it would mean for him. Puppeteering Megan Thee Stallion and to go into a beef with Nicki Minaj as a distraction. And then he's like trying to start all this other beef, like the Super Bowl drama, the Nicki, Megan, Beyonce things, to distract the crowd from being at the epicenter of Diddy's case.
Right. Okay.
Allegedly. This is a rumor. Allegedly, there are the freak-off videos showing dozens of our favorite celebs and artists engaging in crude sexual acts at these Diddy parties. There's a video that I've even seen where there's a guy who is still dazed and confused literally 2 days after the party. He like stayed at Diddy's mansion.
Good God.
Yeah.
Like how much... I don't want to ask this question.
I don't know.
But like how much drugs did they pump into the people that
I have no idea. Well, there was a video I saw of another rapper. He's very intuitive, like very, very intuitive. He was doing I don't remember his name, but oh my God, he's so smart. He, sorry, big stretch. He was doing a podcast interview,
right?
And he had asked the host, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like before we start, can I get a bottle of water?" He asks for a bottle of water and he opens it and he doesn't hear the crack of the cap, like leaving the holding thing. And he goes, "Wait, this has been opened before." And they're like, no, it hasn't. And I was like, "Give me an unopened bottle of water."
Right.
And that's literally how deep this shit goes. Like, you have to be so fucking careful. That's why, like, even when I go out to bars and stuff, I'm like, I will never, like, unless you're my husband or a very trusted friend.
Right.
I like to be the one to watch my drinks get made. So anyways, moving on. There's photos of so many people at these freak offs. One of them that like got me was Britney Spears.
But
because if you pay attention, I think Britney Spears was a victim of it.
That's what I was gonna ask.
If you remember early in her career, Britney was really close to Diddy. From like her second album, from the Oops, I Did It Again album to In the Zone.
Yeah.
Like right before everything happened, Britney and Diddy were like chilling. They were like, "Hey, what's up?" Da-da-da. Do you want to know? So you remember that story of Britney Spears being held in contempt at a Beverly Hills like mental facility?
Yes.
less than 2 miles around the corner is Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion.
Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding you. You could literally, like, I'm pretty sure if you stood on a certain part of like Diddy's house that faces towards the facility, you could see it. Yeah, you could fucking see it. A former security guard of Camp Diddy has also stepped forward. There's videos of him resurfacing, or there's videos of like that whole like Danity Kane thing.
Right.
And he even said it. He's like, I'm gonna come forward and sing like a fucking canary, otherwise you pay me. Like, I know way too fucking much. Even the girls of Danity Kane witnessed, like, because Kim Porter was still alive when Danity Kane had their first album. So they were really, really close with Kim Porter. Even, like, Aubrey was like, I've seen that man do crazy things. I've seen, you know, like, I've seen people, men and women in the studio come in. They look almost underage. And they would go off and do sexual things. And this is in the midst of like Danity Kane recording. And then there's allegations in John Richard's thing came out that Diddy would make them work for 36 to 48 hours without a break. And if you think about it, like I don't know how true this is, but Danity Kane had to record both of their albums in under 6 weeks.
My God.
Do you know how many songs you have to record on an album to get to your final 12 songs? Quadruple that number.
I was about to say, at least should be double or more.
You have to record at, like, even Iggy Azalea said this. She's like, when I recorded my first independent album, I recorded like 70 songs.
Yeah.
Same thing with Normani. When Normani came out with her debut album, she recorded 150.
Jeez.
Or she like had 150 songs in her stratosphere. And again, these are girls that are not getting paid, but they're also subject to all of this hellacious shit.
Yep.
Dawn tried her best to not participate in it as much because she was like afraid of her verses getting cut, afraid of this stuff getting cut.
Yeah.
Like, and if you really think about it, like when we were watching Making the Band, we only really got to watch them record 5 songs out of the however many. There's been a lot of times I'd be watching like the Danity Kane videos. I'm like, these girls look so tired. But they had to put it on for the cameras. Anyways, so basically the Jaguar right stuff just proves that there is a huge mess going on in this, like a huge mess.
Right.
The Jaguar right also called out, she's like, you know, if Diddy's gonna get investigated, we gotta investigate Jay-Z. We gotta investigate Usher. We gotta investigate Jennifer Lopez. Like the way she said Jennifer Lopez, I was like, what does J-Lo know?
I'm not gonna lie, like aside from yes, Jennifer Lopez for sure, right? Because of the whole shooting and all of that. The club night shooting. For sure. And then the way she would get tracks from up and coming artists and like
how she sideswept Ashanti's career.
Yeah. So there's that. There's just stuff. And then so my whole take on this is I'm not gonna lie, I'm waiting for the downfall of the Kardashians to go at the same time because
that's already the devil works hard.
Oh, really hard.
Kris Jenner works harder. They have now scrubbed damn near every search engine photo of Kim Kardashian and Diddy.
Yeah, but you know what? You can't scrub people's cell phones who take fucking snapshots. You can't scrub cell phones. You can't. Also, it's not a secret that Kim Kardashian and Diddy, like there's video evidence. Like even in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, like we have video evidence, we have audio proof that you've been hanging out with this man. Not to mention, your husband at one point was best friends with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I mean, besties. And at one point, Kim Kardashian was seated courtside next to Beyonce and Nicki Minaj and Drake and Wayne. And I'm not saying that, Young Money.
Is Drake going to get involved in this? I would love to see
100% Drake is involved. 100%. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I think Nicki and Drake have involvement. Not Nicki and Drake. Nicki and Wayne have involvement too. no one's clean.
No one's going to be clean. Not one single person's going to be clean.
But it's just a matter of like how, I think we're at a point where it's like, how dirty is it?
Like, what was your role in all of this? Were you the perpetrator? Were you
Were you a victim?
Were you a victim? Were you a bystander?
Were you someone who had a gun held to your head and they said, do this? And so what apparently another person said, this is another thing from TikTok where someone went to a Diddy party and made it out unscathed, which is like shocker.
I was going to say, how did you manage that one without either partaking or being partaked on?
He allegedly was told to like go into the upstairs room, and then that room had a back room, but then that back room led back downstairs or some shit like that, some weird thing.
Right.
And it was very much eyes wide shut, the masks and the robes and all of this stuff. And what was going on, allegedly, was that he had gotten out of the party, but his friend was still there. And he went around the side of the house, and they had this, maybe that night, they forgot to block off a certain area or close a certain window curtain. There were all these people standing kind of like in the back. And in the foreground, there's an altar with a bunch of cameras around it. And there would be a little kid on that altar, and each person would have to stab the kid. And the very next day, the guy saw it, the guy who escaped saw it. And the very next day, he allegedly asks his friend, like, what happened? He's like, oh man, it was great. He's like, no, what happened? I saw this. Mm-hmm. And the friend was like, don't you ever fucking mention that ever again. And this takes me back to, like, so Diddy has his hands in so much real estate in LA, Miami, and New York. What's one thing that all of those states have in common?
Besides the rich and famous.
There's a very specific thing.
Is there?
They're all seaside.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, yeah, boats and everything, because he's not picking like landlocked areas in Florida. He's picking Miami.
And he lives on like Billionaire's Island in Miami. Like, we've literally, when my husband and I were in Miami, you drive by those houses.
Yeah, yes, you do.
And you have no choice. Like, you have to.
On top of that, Jay-Z has an island.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, oh my God, I can't with these people.
So I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen next. I fear for all of these people because they will never, like, I know Kris Jenner works hard.
She can't work that hard.
She can't work harder than God. This is all gonna come crumbling down, and I am so excited to say that I love living in a time where we are watching the dismantlement of the entertainment industry.
The downfall of an empire.
And it needs to come down.
It does. There's been a lot of inequality when it comes to it. There's been there's a lot of them faking being, what is it called? Not relevant, but trying to come down on the level of, I'm just like relatable. And come on now. Like those stupid, what is it, the Vogue ones where they're touring through the house? Oh yeah, I like this. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, this is where chop my lemons. Yeah, in your multi-million-dollar home and your kitchen costs $400,000 to renovate.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of questions.
Sure.
So I still can't find that producer. It's an old white man. He's like well known in the verse of, I think he's part of Sony or something, actually.
Well, if you really want to go down a rabbit hole, the entire music industry is owned by two men.
Yes. And I think that man has been in pictures with Diddy. That's what I'm trying to see who it is. Okay, so let's go back to, well, we all know that Diddy and Jay-Z concocted the whole plan of offing Biggie Smalls and Tupac.
Because how else was that going to happen?
We all know Jay-Z potentially groomed Beyonce. And in the midst of grooming Beyonce, had Aaliyah knocked off the face of the earth. But like, so I wanna think about this because now, like, we've listed off some people, like Justin Bieber. We watched Justin Bieber practically have the same mental breakdown Britney Spears had at one point. Both went through some various like levels of abuse. So like I'm sitting here trying to think of like who else who has either recorded or worked with Jay-Z, Diddy, that kind of like capacity. Who else has had a mental, because what's her name had a mental breakdown too.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole, the one that he recorded with from Pussycat Dolls.
Scherzinger? Oh. Hers is a little different. I think she was exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look at what Diddy did to Danity Kane. I'm surprised all those girls didn't have one in the midst of it all.
Why do you think that 3 of them no longer work in the entertainment industry?
Right. I'm interested to see how the trials are going to go. I'm interested to see how the hearings are going to go.
I'm interested to see the evidence that gets provided.
Oh my God. So do you think they're going to cover everything from like the early 90s all the way up to now? Or are they just going to focus solely on current?
If they're going to treat, like, I'm saying this as like a benchmark because it's all we have to go off of. I think that if they're going to treat this like the Johnny Depp trial, they're going to go back.
Okay.
Because they went back in Johnny Depp, and that's because of Amber Heard's dumbass.
Yeah.
She mentioned Kate Moss's name, and now, like, Johnny Depp's team was like, we get to call her to the stand, bitch.
Same for Winona Ryder. Because Winona was like, nope.
Winona is a huge fan of Johnny Depp.
They dated. They dated
well. And same thing with Kate Moss. Kate Moss was like, he was fantastic to me. What the fuck is this bitch talking about?
Didn't he had an ex-wife he had the daughter with Lily Rose.
Lily Rose, and she's like, he's actually a great dad. Like,
right?
That's crazy.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's crazy.
Do you think it'll actually pull in like big CEOs like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk in them? Didn't Elon Musk?
Say the Elon Musk thing.
Didn't him and Elon Musk kind of hang out?
Everyone hangs out with everyone.
Well, I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
I almost want to. This is where I almost don't want to do a Q3 movie review because there's one other thing that we need to get into. I want to talk about Jimmy Donaldson.
Is that the old white man?
Mr. Beast.
Oh, that guy. My husband and I were talking about him last night, and he was like, "I don't understand the fucking appeal."
My friend got on the show. She got on the Mr. Beast games.
Yeah.
I have proof that it's rigged because of what she said.
Oh.
She's like, everything is set up for the D1 athletes to win.
Wow.
Everything. He's another one that I want investigated. I think, again, all roads are going to lead back to Diddy. There is one other person that I want investigated, but I can't say her name.
Give me a clue. A broad clue that I should know.
She is a...
Okay, we're good. Solid. Got it. Okay. Alrighty.
I want her investigated.
I mean,
there's no way that bitch is clean.
No. None of them can be. There's no way.
There's not a fucking Mr. Clean's magic eraser on earth.
That can scrub any of this shit? God, no.
None of that. This is like the stuff that's happening now, like you have to realize these are people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And people did all these things that they did with a promise, but like a promise that they would like make it far and did it, but like that promise is held in contemption.
Yeah. Yes.
Like what really makes me so happy though is Aubrey O'Day is speaking out, has been speaking. Aubrey's been trying to tell y'all
for a while.
Aubrey's been trying to tell us for years. Cat Williams has been trying to tell us for years. Cassie has been trying to say stuff through her music for years. And do you notice how the Cassie lawsuit was settled in
less than 24 hours?
17.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was smart. She's like, oh, we're not only just going to go after you.
Right.
We're going to go after the insurance.
We're not only doing that, we're going to make sure the feds get involved. I'm going to write this in such a way that you can't not get investigated.
And lo and behold. And then the thing that got me was like, Diddy, if you are completely guilt-free, why are you running away?
It was wild. And the fact that he left his kids to deal with the raids.
Like, he must have known it was happening.
Because he flew. He left.
Oh, he got on he like went from LA to Miami. And he left his kids.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Didn't his kids get like arrested?
I think the boy.
Yeah.
The one that's been trying to be a rapper. I don't remember his name. Because he has twins. He has twin girls.
Yeah. And those are Kim's girls. Like, if you look at those girls, those are Kim's kids.
Yes.
I want them to also speak up. Like, what did you see? Because I think they will get dragged. All of his kids are of age.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
I
don't think he has any that are young.
Like all of his kids are of age. I wonder what they saw. I'm not saying like drag kids into it. I'm not, but they're adults now.
Yeah. No, I agree.
This is also such a personal topic for me because I'm actually friends with a member of Danity Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never, ever, ever like break that friendship and ask a question I shouldn't ask. But let's just say I'm friends with a member of Danity Kane who is not active in the music industry. I don't want to say her name. But if you watch the tapes from making the band, Diddy had mentioned that this person and Aubrey O'Day should not be in the group together because they're direct competition and plot twist. They ended up in the group together.
Well.
But also I think like this person who I'm friends with is one of the strongest vocalists of Danity Kane, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to go off on all these like vague fucking tangential whatevers. But yeah, so I think it's about time we really investigate everyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see what politicians get pulled into this too.
Well, someone had mentioned like someone who had seen the Jeffrey Epstein book says like there's a reason it's not getting leaked because if you saw the first three names, the entire world would crumble. And that leads me to believe, allegedly,
right,
that one of those names, well, two of the names, is, dare I say, a current sitting president and the Pope.
Got it. I mean, absolutely. On top of a whole royal family.
Oh, well, I think that was potentially the third name.
There's no way it wasn't because that man was in all sorts of flight logs, pictures, and everything.
Well,
so
isn't there a video of someone escaping his room, like from Buckingham Palace, like literally in broad fucking daylight? Someone's escaping his room.
Pretty sure.
And no one blinked no one batted an eye.
No, of course not.
It could be an AI video. It could be whatever. Allegedly, someone escaped his room. Like, what the fuck? So that is all I've got for you today, folks.
All right.
So many things are going to transpire. I'm sure so many things have transpired. I'm sure at some point we're going to get together, maybe just do like
a quick
little update, maybe even do it through like Instagram stories and stuff like that. But the nickname, the Diddler, that's crazy.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. Anything you want to say before I take us home?
I really cannot wait to see this downfall.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited.
There is one thing about me. I am one of those eat the rich people.
I love a good downfall.
I do too. I love a good downfall. I love to see the fall of empires that should have fallen like a while ago. Because we're talking, Hollywood's been dirty since it started. The things they did to starlets, up and coming young girls.
Hollywood, like the wood from a holly tree. It's literally bewitched.
Yes. So,
like
that shit got,
if I could go back I just want to add this. If I can go back in time, and I really mean this, I would love to just get an honest conversation with Shirley Temple.
I actually want a conversation with Judy Garland when she was up and coming. That's actually who.
Yep.
I want her. Because she had it bad. Rough. Yeah. So that if I had to interview one, that would be it. I mean, I have all the various books on Marilyn Monroe. I love Marilyn Monroe. I would want to talk to her too, but honestly, Judy Garland. Judy Garland's where it's at. So Yes.
Well, with that, hey, look.
Hey.
With that said, I've played with my hair 48 times in this episode. We are actually gonna go take a little break.
We are?
Yeah, just a little one. And then we're gonna come back and record episode 3 of today. But, thank you all so much for tuning into this episode. I know that we talk about a lot of things here. We have a lot of freedom to talk about whatever we want.
Yes.
This is a very sensitive topic because it deals with not only like the lives of the rich, but like the lives of people who have been affected greatly, people who just can't speak up maybe because they're afraid or whatever have you. And shout out to those people who are speaking up.
These aren't topics to be taken lightly.
These aren't topics to be taken lightly at all, is basically what I'm trying to say. And if you are someone or you know someone who is in an abusive situation, please do everything you can to help yourself or help that person. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to look through the show notes, and I have to shamelessly plug the Perch the merch. And I know you don't want to leave. Oh, sucks. But
oh no.
Oh no. I don't wanna. We know you don't want to leave, but since you have to go, and we'll literally see you in 5 seconds. Well, for us, you might as well creep out, babe. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.